Good evening, class. My name is Guadalupe Leon, and today I will be presenting my informative speech, which would be over education. Specifically, I would be answering the question of if test scores determine a student's competency. I will first begin by defining what a standardized test is. To understand this issue, we must first understand how standardized tests work. So I would begin by defining what a standardized test is. So this test is defined as any form of test that requires all test takers to answer the same questions or a selection of questions from common bank of questions in the same way, and that is scored in a standard or consistent manner. Like I have stated in slide 2, we must know how this test is developed, what it contains, and who makes this test. The company that makes this test is called Pearson, and this test is developed by experts who are former or current teachers that have experience. This test can vary subjects such as math, English, language arts, science, etc. Basically, just the amount of questions, if there's any essay prompts, situations, and tasks. Each question has to have a wrong answer so that each question can identify what a student in reality knows. This test is then built, and there's trials that the test has to go through that are conducted to try the test out. The test contains easy and hard questions. Also, there are varying skills and content areas that are added. After the test is done being developed, it is given to students to try out. According to Pearson, they argue that they are trying out the test, not the students that is taking it. These trials let the developer see if the test is worthy of having. After this step is taken, then it's ready to enter the classroom as an exam that students must take. Now that we have discussed how standardized tests work, we can move on to the real question. Is this test a good indicator of a student's educational capability? I will discuss 4 reasons in very small detail. The first one would be cheating. Students are so caught up with passing the test that they soon turn to cheating. This eventually affects students' life. It would make them think that cheating is the only route they can take. Second, standardized tests do not value creativity. Students then realize that why even be creative if they are not going to be graded over that. The test is graded with machines, so it does not matter what extra details they can give in an answer. So then this basically turns off the students and does not make them go that route anymore. Third, standardized tests do not value diversity. There's a wide range of people who complete such tests. There's cultural, different levels of proficiency in English language, learning, thinking skills, and family backgrounds that this test does not take into consideration because it's one for everybody. And fourth, teachers are just teaching what is on the test and not anything else. If it is not the test, teachers do not have an incentive to cover such lessons. They just go by what is said to go by. The lessons that need to be taught. Not anything else, not anything extra. Now, to conclude my presentation, I have shared some of the information I have gathered on why standardized tests should not be used. Yet I understand that there has to be some type of starting point for students. I feel that there could be a starting and ending test that demonstrates teachers' parents how a student is doing, but no student should be measured by their test score. A student should not be put under the pressure of passing the end of the year test. Students should go to school to enjoy what they learn, not only learn what the test requires for them to know. Students should be able to be creative and not be as well. Students should be able to retain valuable information that they could use throughout their life and not just information that is taught to pass the test and then later forgotten because the only reason why they know that information is because they need to pass the test. Like my mom once told me, your education is one of the things that cannot be taken away from you because you earned it. Education is the key to success. Education should be fun and enjoyable, yet informative and unforgettable. Thank you all for listening, and you all have a great day.